Hi everyone, this is Leilani. Welcome to my channel. Today's message is for a specific group of people, and you will know if this message is for you if what I say resonates with your present reality. So, this message is for somebody who you have had a lot of relationships where people may promise you things or have promised you things and didn't follow through. You've had many relationships where people come to you for really, it was a very non-reciprocal relationship where they would be getting something from you or getting something out of you or wanting to just essentially get but not give. And you are someone who is very generous. You are somebody who is very loving and very just like you genuinely want to be there for everybody. You genuinely want to, help in the ways that you can. And because of, I would say it's feeling like a mix of almost torn desires from you on your part, which reflected that almost ingenuine relationship. So, what I mean by that is, although you had good intentions and although you wanted to maybe be there for somebody, beyond that individual relationship, you've had a battle between your what we call your true self, the self that is rooted in Christ, the self that is rooted in love, and then there's the worldly self that can be influenced can be influenced kind of easily, I could say, pretty easily. And in the past, when you were fully operating from your worldly self, you got yourself into even deeper problems, issues, things that could have been avoided. They could have been avoided, and simultaneously you needed to learn. You needed to almost put yourself in those situations, because if you really reflect back on all those things that occurred, even on those relationships, there was something that you did or agreed to, or just the way that you had your mindset, the positioning of your mindset was essentially leading you to experience this. And now that you've experienced it and you had to go through it quite a lot. Like, it wasn't once, it wasn't twice, it wasn't three, like it was a lot of times that you had to experience this inner tug of war between you, to the point that it almost cost it, like it really was a destructive tug of war with you, where, in not for everyone, but with some people, it could have cost you your life. It could have cost you like anything that you've built, or you've tried to, I see just like stones, like building up a wall in a way. And now that I see the wall, it's almost like you were building this wall to try to first protect yourself. You were building this wall first to protect yourself, but you were also building this wall because there is a part of you, or there was somewhere in time where maybe you heard it from somebody else, or it was something that you saw, or just something that you kind of adopted as your truth, that if you can build a higher wall, or if you can build your palace, then no one's going to be able to touch you. No one's going to be able to essentially do the things that you had to experience. So a lot of betrayal. That's a lot of it. A lot of betrayal, a lot of ridicule, a lot of just no, I wouldn't say no one, but very few people that really came to you in the times that you needed most. And specifically as like a certain moment in time where you really needed specific people. You needed specific people. It wasn't just anybody. You needed specific people to essentially, like, whatever they said before that they would support you with, or do, or whatever their supposedly is their zone of genius, or maybe they had access to, or something along those lines. That was like the moment where they could have showed up for you. That was the moment where they could have essentially, like, walk their walk, or walk their talk, right? Like, that was the moment, and they didn't. And in those moments, it was actually the people that you least expected to come forward and to just be there. So it's left you it's left you in a bit of a, it's like a torn state where you still have a lot of compassion in your heart. You still have a lot of love in your heart. Like, you never harden yourself. And Spirit also wants to acknowledge that, in that it takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to keep your heart open after, experiencing multiple times, or the world giving you reasons not to keep it open. So honoring that, and really celebrating yourself for being able to continuously keep your heart open. And right now in this season of life, you're being stretched. You're being stretched to open it even more. You're being stretched to go beyond your comfort zone in areas that you didn't really imagine, or in areas that you didn't envision were of importance. Okay? Like, you were probably going on a path where everything seemed like it was starting to make sense. It was starting to, just build. There was a lot of momentum building, is what I feel. And I'm sorry that I feel like there's such a lightness about you that even though like it's uncomfortable, and there's these other voices, and the doubt, and sometimes it's kind of like this back and forth. You're still very optimistic, and you're still very just genuine in how you show up. So I lost the other train of thought. But all this to say, the path that you were going or are going on, there might be some detours. There might be a few detours, and and God is inviting you to just have fun in it. Like, it can seem, from one perspective, it could seem really heavy, and it could seem really like maybe you're somebody who's just always very, I just keep getting like very structured and very you have things to do and you have places to be. And while that's great, while it's like it has served you so well, and it's going to continue to serve you well as you go on this journey, in really that is a gift that you have. It's a gift of it's like a clarity. Like, you have this clarity, this certainty, this inner just authority, where you see the direction and you go in it, right? And with that, when you're going in it, when you're going towards it, you have to make certain decisions. You have to be very, like, yeah, got things to do, you got places to be. So that's it. It's all aligned. It's all in alignment with essentially what you're here to do, right? And again, God is saying detours. God is saying, like, having fun in it, like, or finding the fun in it, like, just like loosening up a bit about it, because the detours aren't meant to kick you off the horse. The detours aren't meant to, bring you back to a place of betrayal, or a place of feeling, just that place where it didn't feel good. It wasn't good. I'll just say that. It wasn't good. And these detours aren't there. There's no need to fear. There's no need to carry fear with you. Yes, we all have fear. Fear is a natural byproduct, or emotion, but also spirits that can come, that can physicalize into you or into your external reality when certain opposition is needed. So when you have resistance, right? When you have opposition, it almost puts you in a position where you are able to almost act and take action from a place of authority. Like, those situations, or yeah, I'm getting situations, but certain things that feel like they're opposition, or the fear that may come up sometimes, the fear itself is you, right? So you having that fear is your own opposition. But when you have a desire to overcome this fear, or to, you know, just kind of throw it away to the side for a bit, right? Like, it's like you can circle back another time, but right now fear doesn't live here, right? In those moments, that is what is calling you to act. And not just act, but act with authority. Act with authority. This message is not for everybody. Message is for a very specific collective, okay? This message is for a very specific collective, but I needed to share it. So, the key things to take away from this is allow fear, or the illusion of fear, allow fear to motivate you to lead from authority, the inner authority that Christ has granted you, as you remain true in Christ. That's a key component of this. That is a key component of this. Second, have fun, or see the fun in the detours, because there's going to be detours. And third, you're not going backwards. You're not going to go back to those times. You are in this present moment. You are a new person. You are with new people. You have a new mind. You even have a new body. Like, you are completely new. So those old things, they're buried, they're transformed, they're done with. Love you guys, and thank you for watching. I will see you on the next episode. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to this channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Threads at iam.leilani, and subscribe to my newsletter on Substack at Luminate with Leilani, and I'll also have the links below. Bye!